everybody, man? Hope y'all feeling loved and blessed. As always, bruh, welcome back to another Kids Room podcast episode. And today we're going to be talking about building your own road. Or what would they say? Stay in your own lane, right? There's always that saying of stay in your own lane, doing your own thing. But no one knows, but where does the lane come from? Where do the roads come from? Somebody got to build it, right? So if you're going to stay in your own lane, then why not build it? Be able to build your own lane, build your own road, build the foundation that you're looking for through Christ, through your disciplines, through your morals, through the way you want to live your life. Now, we all have a decision how we get to live our lives. And that is going to determine our foundation. That's going to determine how much we can take, how much adversity we can go through, how much challenge we can face, and how much boundary we can hold, right? What's our limit? We have to always be testing our limits. We have to always be able to look at a thing in life and not always see it as a negative, but really as a positive. It's something to help gain from, not to lose. Because even when you're losing, you're still gaining something, right? We have to look at things like that sometimes. We have to look at things as if you don't want a shaky foundation, but a strong one. You don't want your house to be built on a haystack. You want your house to be built on concrete. You don't want your house to be built on mud, but you want your house to be on dry land, on land that even when it does rain, it doesn't create a mudslide. It doesn't create more of a softer foundation, right? So that's what we're really just going to be getting into today. This message was just spoken to me just throughout the day as I see things and I witness things, and as we all go through life, we should reflect on how we react to those things. What if this happens? Well, how would I react? Or what if someone does this to me? How would I react when that happens? Those type of things is sometimes what we could call overthinking, right? That's if we react to it. But if you're just thinking about it and it just crosses your mind, you don't choose to react, but you choose to take those emotions and learn from them, that's not overthinking. That's planning ahead more than likely, as if, not planning for the worst of the worst, but also being able to realize and to think and to articulate how you might react to a certain situation. But there's three different roads, three different paths I feel like you can take or that you can build, right? We all got to start somewhere, and most of us start in the first one, which is the sandy road. And the sandy road is the road that anyone can leave the footprint on, anyone can follow you on, because you're basically doing what everybody else is doing. That means anytime something goes wrong in your life, that you see it as a major fail, that you see it as a major blockage in your life, that's something that you can't necessarily move past. That's a sandy road. That's something that we all just go through when we're going through emotions and things like that, and everybody can just kind of sway your emotions, sway your thinking on things, and just people's opinions can maybe affect you. But that's the road that we don't want. That's also called the easy path. The easy path doesn't always get you what you want. It might, but it's probably for a short amount of time. You want things long term. So the easy path isn't always the best. But when you start off on the easy path, you realize that it's not the best for you, that it might be not so easy. And it's something that anyone can follow you on, but you don't want everybody to follow you. So what do? You want to make a better foundation. That's when we move on to the gravel road. Now, what's the gravel road? The gravel road is something that now not everybody can follow you. But now your friends and your family are probably your biggest factor on what's going to get you to the next level or not. Because now you figured out that you don't care about what everybody else says or what the world thinks of you, but now you're kind of focused on maybe what your kids think of you, or what your friends or your family, your spouse, whoever is close to you, what they think of you is most important to you. And even then, that could be shaky. Because even though gravel is still rock, but whenever it rains, it can still get muddy, it can still be slippery, right? Whenever it snows or it's ice, it can still be slippery, right? It can still be cracked. It's not perfectly cemented. It's not perfectly put together because you're still trying to figure out, what am I doing? Where am I at? What am I looking for? Your faith is there, but it's still a little bit weak, and that's what we have to work on. And as you work on it, as you go through a little bit more challenge and you strive for better things and you want a better foundation, goes to the third one. And that is the concrete road. What's the concrete road? That's something that we drive on just about any day. You don't drive on rubber. Your car's tires are rubber, but they don't drive on rubber. They have to have some type of strong foundation, right? When you have kids, hope you realize that they need a strong foundation, because when they get older, you're not going to be able to tell them everything. They're going to have to learn on their own. And if they don't have a good foundation, such as me, myself, I have a pretty solid foundation. So certain situations and certain ideas don't go along with my spirit because of those things. Now, a lot of these situations and experience that I got was from real life situations, real life things that I had to go through. But sometimes a lot of it was from my parents always telling me things as I was growing up, telling me what to pay attention to, and things like that. And that was the beginning of my foundation building, of building my own lane, building my own road. And the concrete road means that now you know that it's you and God. It's you and God, right? And when it's you and God, it's not always about what everybody else thinks about you. It's not even about what your spouse thinks about you or the closest person to you, or even what you think about yourself, but it's about what God thinks about you. And God thinks the most of us, the highest of us. And this is the road that takes the most time and effort. This is the road that when you get there, it might have took you a while, but now you can't be shook, you can't be cracked, and you can't be moved. Rain, sleet, snow, doesn't matter. You will always be solid. And to tie all that together, Matthew 7, verses 24 through 27, just to tie it all together on the short lesson on today. And that reads, anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise, like a person who builds a house on solid rock. Though the rain comes in torrents and the floodwaters rise and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it is built on bedrock. But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. When the rains and floods come and the winds beat against that house, it will collapse with a mighty crash. Just like the three little pigs and the person that built their house in hay, person that built their house in, I don't even know what it was, wood or whatever it was, and the other person that built it in brick. Two of them didn't work, but one did. And it was the most solid foundation that did. That it didn't take a little bit of a huff and a puff to blow your house down, but it's going to take a lot more than that. And when it takes a lot more than that, and you know that God really got you, He's holding you, even a mighty crash, even the wind and the storm and the flood waters as they rise, and the tests and the people are going against you, and nobody wants to listen to you, and maybe your job ain't working with you, your family's going against you, whatever is going on, that foundation will hold you together. So build a foundation, create yourself, build your own road. Your road might start off like sand, but as long as it gets to concrete, as long as it becomes the most solid it can be, you're going to be able to travel smooth, no cracks, no twists and turns, but a straight road, narrow road that's going to lead to the gates of heaven. Man, that's all I got for y'all, bruh. Hope it blessed some of you. Hope y'all found it to be knowledgeable. But ultimately, I hope hope that blessed y'all. I hope y'all realize that as we get into a new year, this is something that's very important, something to learn, something to grow from. Don't take everybody's word for it. Take your own word for it and try God, try Jesus for the one time, for the 2 times, giving him a chance. See how it changes your life. But that's all I got for y'all, bruh. Catch y'all on the next one.